Hi, this next group of chords is called the 11 chord. It's not major 11th, it's not minor 11th, it's just straight 11. And basically when you have a straight 11 chord or a straight 9 chord or whatever, it's essentially 1, 3, 5 and flat 7, and then depending on if it's a 9 or 11 or a 13, you're going to add a 9, and if it's 11 you're going to add a 9 and 11, and if you're doing a 13 you're going to add a 9, 11 and a 13. So it's just sort of tiered up from the dominant 7 natural, or should I say default formula 1, 3, 5, flat 7. So let's work on some of these forms. I'm going to show you a straight 11 chord. This chord I'm going to be a little easy on you now because you've been working pretty hard at some of this stuff. I'm sure I've been giving you the hard way to do it. I'm going to show you these 11 chords. These are fairly easy forms, or at least the E position or form 1 position's real easy, so let's go ahead and get started. The first one is, of course, we're going to do A through G. Let's start here on the 5th fret, as usual. We're going to use our ring finger on the 6th string on the 5th fret and our pinky finger on the 4th string on the 5th fret. It's going to sound better if I don't use a pick, so let's not use one. So that's an 11 chord. And if you want, you can include the top string, the E string here. You don't have to. You can just do the inner 4, or I'm sorry, the bottom up to the top string, and then just leave this out, or you can just go ahead and push it down here if you've got the hand strength to do that. So that is an A11, and you can see for the diagram where everything is. Just go ahead and strum that and make sure it comes out okay. If stuff's not coming out right away, just move it around. You know, it'll eventually happen. You just got to give yourself some time. Give yourself a little credit. You're doing okay. And we'll see you in the next chord. This next chord is B11. And what we're going to do is just take what we did with A11, and we're just going to move it up 2 frets, because once again, on the keyboard, B is 2 frets higher than A, and 2 half steps higher, and so we just move it up 2 half steps, and boom, there we go. So here's B11. So let's go ahead and give this a try. So we've got the same form. As you can see per the diagram, we're just 2 frets higher than we were before. Here we go. B11. It's a very mellow chord. And just pick through it. Make sure that the muted string that's running between your ring and your pinky finger is muted out by the fleshy part of your ring. That's all you should hear. Just go ahead and ring right over that. Ring right over it. Okay, see you in the next chord. This next chord is called C11, and we're going to go ahead and do a different form this time. Form 2 is off of the A string, and you got form 1, you got form 2. Form 1's off the E string, form 2's off the A string. A string's where we're at. So in the other videos, I'm sure you've seen us do this C, and then we did the C7 where we put, and if you didn't see this already, you're way ahead of the game. You might want to go back and look at this. Or not. You can stay here, that's fine too. I'm not going to kick you out. I'm a video recording, I can't really do anything. So this form here, you've got your C7, because you're playing the 4 inner strings. Now if you wanted to include include the 11, essentially what you'd have to do, the 11th is really just a high 4. You've got your 5th on top here, so you would really just sort of do the F routine here, and you've seen F before. It's the one nobody likes, but this is what you're going to have to do with a C. So if you wrap this finger around the 2 highest ones here, then you're hitting on your 4, and this is what it sounds like. So that's a C, because this is the tonic 11. See you in the next chord. next chord is called D11, and we're going to use the same form 2 position for D11. It's up here in the 5th fret. I've got my ring finger on the 5th string on the 5th fret, and then it kind of goes up from there. I'm using the C7 configuration that was down here, just 2 frets higher. You might want to download the keyboard diagram and some of the other diagrams you have available on the site, so you can get some pencil and paper work and understand this a little better. But here we go. D11. This is one of the many forms that are available. But in order to get to the point where you're going to be learning the other forms and utilizing them the correct way, you got to learn some fundamental forms first, and then you can just branch off of those. These are all those forms. So see you in the next chord. This next chord is E11. And E11, we're going to push it up to the 7th fret. We're also going to include the bottom string. So this bottom E string, we're going to include that. So here we go. Same forms, you can see by the diagram. We're just going to put in the E string too. Here we go. So that's E11. Really, really, really fancy 7 chord. Okay. We'll see you in the next one. This is F11, and F11 is just like E11. We're just going to do the same thing once again, and we're going to come up here. We're going to do our, what I call the C7 looking configuration or conglomeration of notes. We're going to bar the top, except we're going to push it up to the 8th fret. So now we're on the 8th fret. Here it is. The famous F11. Not really. Actually, it's been used many times. We're using it now. You can count this time too, if you want. Okay. And we'll see you in the next chord. This last chord is G11, and like I said, this is just an very extravagant 7 chord. So if you're doing the blues and you put this in there, chances are people are probably going to wonder why you did that, but sometimes that's what you're going for. You know what I mean? Okay. You're like, no, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you're talking about. And then I know what you're talking about. Okay. So G11 is down here, and then you're going to do the same form 1 position with your tonic. It's going to be on the E string on the 3rd fret, and then just let it rip. Here we go. And that is G11. Thanks for watching. You've just finished the 11 series. Go on and watch the major 11 and minor 11. Learn those too. They're just as much fun. I know you're having fun. Tell me you're having fun. Don't really tell me, because that'd be crazy. You're talking to a video. You know that's nuts, don't you? See you in the next chord. Thanks for watching.